Good morning, everyone, and welcome bright and early to Agricultural Affairs Committee at 8:30. Meeting number 8 for November 1st, 2023. I see that we have lots of colleagues join us online, and we'll wait for a second to make sure everyone is logged in. I would like to begin by acknowledging that this meeting is being held on an unceded Anishinaabe-Algonquin territory. The peoples of the Anishinaabe-Algonquin Nation have lived on this territory for millennia. Their culture and presence have nurtured and continue to nurture this land. I want to ask Chris to do a roll call, please. Chris.
Councillor Luloff.
Present.
Councillor Kitts. Councillor Brown.
Here.
Vice Chair Kelly.
Present.
And Chair, you have quorum.
Thank you very much. We start our agenda this morning. Item number 1. This is a public meeting to consider the proposed comprehensive official plan and zoning bylaw amendments listed as item 4.1 and 4.2 on today's agenda. For the items mentioned, only those who made oral submissions today or written submissions before the amendment are adopted may appeal the matter to the Ontario Land Tribunal. In addition, the applicant may appeal the matter to the Ontario Land Tribunal if Council does not adopt an amendment within 90 days of receipt of the application for a zoning bylaw amendment and 120 days for an official plan amendment. To submit a written comment on these amendments prior to their consideration by City Council on November 8, 2023, please email or call the committee or the council coordinator. Number 2, any declaration of interest? Seeing none, thank you. 3, it's a confirmation for minute 3.1, ERAC minutes 7, Thursday, October 5th, 2023. Are these confirmed and carried?
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Thank you. Carried. Number 4, on our agenda, planning real estate economy development zoning bylaw amendment 4639 Highway 17. Planner is Jack Graham. Our planner on it. There is no presentation, there is no delegation, there is no correspondence. The recommendation that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 4639 Highway 17 as shown in document 1 to prohibit residential development on the remain farmland as detailed in document 2. The Agricultural Affairs Committee approved the consultation detail section of this report to be included as a part of brief explanation and a summary of written and oral public submission to be prepared by the Office of the City Clerk and submit to Council in a report titled Summary of Oral and Written Public Submission for Item Subject to Planning Act Explanation Requirement at the City Council meeting November 8, 2023, subject to submissions received between the publication of this report and the time of Council's decision. Any question, any concern? It's a straightforward, actually, an application, zoning application. Is that carried?
Carried.
Carried. Carried.
Thank you. 4.2. Zoning bylaw application 1500 Thomas Argy Road, and that's in West Carton. And the staff on it is Jeff Osofok. He's here on the gallery with us. If there is any question or there is no delegation, there is no correspondence, no presentation, and the applicant, Mr. Greg Winters and Miranda Vingola, they're here. Probably they'll be very happy if we just move right to the recommendation. That the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve the amendment zoning bylaw 2008-250 for 1500 Thomas Argy Road as shown in document 1 to permit single detached dwelling and townhouses unit in place of the residential hangar lot as set out in approved draft plan of subdivision as detailed in document 2. Any question or concern? Is that carried?
Carried.
Carried.
Thank you very much. Number 5 on the agenda, it's just a subsequent connection to the Falconer Municipal Drain, Hewitt Branch. Dave Ryan is here if there is any question or concern, but this is just straightforward, a report coming to our committee. And recommendation that the Agricultural Affairs Committee recommend council approve the engineer reports prepared by Robinson Consulting Inc. entitled Engineer Report 65, subsequent connection to Falconer Municipal Drain, Hewitt Branch, and give consideration to this report in accordance with Section 65 of the Drainage Act of Ontario. Any question? Is that carried?
Carried.
Carried.
Thank you. Number 6, we have a court of revision. We'll get back to this one. And so we can conclude with our ERAC before we come back to the court of revision and do any in-camera item. We have none. We have number 8 is open mic session, which is we don't have any. Information previously distributed with 9.1 Roma 2023 annual conference. It's been circulated, and if you have any question, you can just talk to the clerk, or we encourage you all to attend them. And number 9.2 Roma 2023 conference delegate report, also Councillor Brockington. Those are just information distributed. 10 notice of motion for consideration of subsequent meeting. There is none.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
is Councillor Brockington here to answer questions about his report?
I don't see him.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. And this is only for information, Councillor Lulaf, just so you know, on the agenda. 11, there is no inquiry. 12, any other business? Meeting adjourned for ERAC is at, I have a motion to adjourn, 8:37. Perfect, 7 minutes. Meeting adjourned. So now we're gonna convene as a court of revision. I see Mr. Dave Ryan, and we have Lauren from Robinson Consultant. Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning, everyone. So the Court of Revision is now in session for the purpose of hearing appeals under Section 52 of the Drainage Act by owners of the land assessed for drainage works under the engineer report for the Simpson Municipal Drain dated August 2023. This court will now convene for the first sitting of the Court of Revision under Section 46 of the Drainage Act. The following appeals have been received by the clerk: Donovan Hasty, Damien Babuder, Al Gauvin, Robert Verge. Any owner of land assessment under the engineer report who has not provided written notice of appeal to the clerk in advance of this hearing should identify themselves to the clerk assistant at this time with a request to be heard. The procedure to hear the appeals will be as follows. Each landowner will have a 5-minute to explain their concern with respect to their property and the associate assessment. After each landowner presentation, the member of Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee may ask question to the landowner or to the engineer. After all the landowner presentation has been heard, ERAC will consider the staff report recommendation. And we'll take a moment to debate that, and we'll take a few-minute break at that time. So the Court of Revision today we're dealing with is Simpson Municipal Drain, construction of Biltmore Branch and modification of Branch 3 Court of Revision. And this is in Councillor David Brown and Rido Jock, Ward 21. So we have Lauren with us, and we have Dave Ryan from the city staff. And of course, we have probably Mr. Robinson also online if we have any question. And we will ask right now our delegation, our landowner to come, and they have a 5-minute to submit their concern and to talk to the committee, and we'll start the process that way. Is that good? Any question? No process? So we'll ask Mr. Donovan Hasty to start with us. We'll give him 5 minutes. If he's available. So Mr. Hasty is not here, but we did receive and we did have his appeal as we mentioned it in our report at the beginning of the meeting. Number 2 is Mr. Damien Babuder. Mr. Babuder. He's also not here. And also for the record, we received his appeal and we have it documented. Number 3 on the list, we have Mr. Al Gauvin. But he already indicated that he didn't want to speak. But also we want to make sure and acknowledge on the record that we received his appeal. Number 4, we have Mr. Robert Virch. Mr. Virch. Mr. Virch is also not here. Also for the record, we make sure we consider that we received his appeals and it's documented. So number 5. Yeah, so number 5, Cheryl Davidson. You're okay? Thank you very much. And your complaint is registered. Thank you very much. So these are our delegation. And the panel will take short recess to deliberate and we will return our decision in a few minutes. Is that? We're good? So we have a process for our colleagues that are online. So Good morning, everyone, and we're back in session. The Court of Revision back in session right now after our discussion in the back with my council colleague. But before we read the statement and the report result, I would like to thank city staff, Dave, Ryan, and Aaron, and Councilor Brown for their extensive work. It's always municipal drainage are not really easy conversation. There is a lots of benefit to the landowner, and it's very complex and very complicated. And I want to also thank our Robinson consultant, Lauren, and Mr. Robinson for also working with our city staff and understanding the complex of these files and working with our landowner from a perspective of drainage and also the benefit for our communities and our land. So thank you very much, and thanks for all the city staff that they worked with us this morning. After meeting with my colleagues concerning the Court of Revision, the court adopted the assessment in the engineer's report dated August 2023. The decision rendered by this court may be appealed to the Agriculture, Food, and Rural Affairs Appeal Tribunal within 21 days of today's November 22nd, 2023. Sample appeal notices are available from our city for the city drainage superintendent. You can call at 613-580-2424 extension 25008. And after saying that, and now our court is adjourned. So thank you very much, everyone. Hopefully you have a great day, and hopefully we didn't keep you long. So thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Good.